Welcome to another episode of The Knitting Tourist, as we head to the land of the rising sun for a fascinating exploration of Japanese knitting. Join me as we delve into what sets the Japanese knitting world apart. Hello, fellow knitters. Today we're going to dive into the captivating world of Japanese knitting, starting our discussion from the bustling streets of Tokyo. Did you know that knitting arrived in Japan much later than in the West? In the 16th century, Portuguese and Spanish traders brought knitted goods to Japan. But it wasn't until the late 19th century, amidst the rich tradition of weaving, that knitting began to gain popularity. Japanese knitting is distinguished by its love of charted patterns, using symbols that mirror the stitches themselves, making pattern interpretation intuitive. Standardized stitches in Japanese patterns have been a game changer for me, and I'll share the valuable resources that aids in the information below that helps decode these charts. Whether you're a seasoned knitter just starting out, Japanese knitting really offers something special. The innovative techniques and the beautiful yarns is really, it just will inspire you. And there's just a whole world awaiting you in terms of what you can do with what they're bringing forth from a pattern perspective and color treatments and yarn stitches. So the next time you pick up your needles, remember that knitting can take you on incredible journeys. Japanese knitting is renowned for its textured stitches and its stitch bibles, and this is a great example right here. They add depth and beauty to any type of simple sweater, raglan, cardigan. This is a great example of a project that I knitted myself with some Noro yarn. It's a simple shawl that I actually started knitting on a cruise. And what's beautiful about it is that once you look at the chart itself, you can make it as large or as small as you'd like. And that gives you a lot of flexibility. And that's something that I really find so interesting and that we'll explore together, is that these charts are sort of your guideline, but you can do a tremendous amount of ownership in terms of how big or how small you want to make the project. It gives you the toolkit, it gives you the framework, and then obviously we'll talk about in our next videos about how do we adjust for sizing, how do we adjust for personal taste, and also what are the right types of yarn to choose based on the access that they have to yarn, and how do we make that equivalent to the yarn that we have available to us in the States or wherever you may be. But this is just a really great example of something where I saw this, I didn't have the exact yarn, but I wanted to do something similar, and I just think that this was just such a fun piece to knit, and really is what makes me excited about sharing this with everyone. One of the additional complements to help you read your charts is the Japanese Stitch app, a digital companion to your knitting journey. With video clips and detailed instructions, this app enhances your pattern reading experience, whether you're a novice or an expert. Japan does really hold a special place in my heart. Having been there a few times and getting the chance to be there for a few weeks on end, my second trip there, I did an internship. I was in business school and decided to take a little bit of a more extended journey. Thank you for listening, and join us on our next episode as we take these books that I've shared with you and start to explore knitting patterns. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, keep knitting.